Hawks fans and NBA fans, I need y'all to be very, very quiet because quietly, Atlanta is planning something massive. I'm talking about in this report, I have exclusive news that Atlanta fans are going to love. Let's get into it, everybody. Welcome back to Hawks Digest. I am Chris Tipmore. It's been a few days, man. Happy to see you all once again. Take off your shoes, leave on your socks, and we're going to get into this report. You know I got you. But, of course, as always, before I even do that, let's jump into this. Thank you to everyone who is a part of Hawks Digest, making us one of your first listens when you need all your Hawks content. You can come right here. And if you're not subscribed, because we are continuing to reach new plateaus, new audiences, and go ahead and like and subscribe right now if you are new to the channel, making Hawks Digest one of your first listens when you need that Hawks content. And guys, of course, you see the thumbnail. You know what's going on right here. This report is surrounded around Hassan Yang. And of course, I'm going to give you pros. I'm going to give you cons. I'm going to give you what you need. But let's get to this report. The report is out. And this comes from D. Lee for 3. I know he has the in Snyder we trust. I know some of you guys aren't going to like that, but don't worry about that. Just worry about what he says. And it's Hassan Yang. I repeat, Hassan Yang has a workout today. Now, it wasn't as today. This already previously happened. This is about 2 days old. So, again, I apologize. But I'm still going to get it out to you guys. So, about 2 days ago, Hassan Yang, per Zimbabwe, had a workout with our Atlanta Hawks. At just 19 years old, Yang led the CBA. Blocks per game, one of just 4 to average 10, 10, and 2. Won the Defensive Player of the Year at 18 in his first season. That's impressive. That shouldn't be taken lightly, Hawks fans. I'm just saying. But let's talk about old Hassan Yang. Barefoot, the man is 7'1". He's over 250 pounds, 252, 253 to be exact. Wingspan over 7'2", close to 7'5". Standing reach is 9'3". No vert 26, max vert 31. Now, of course, he stood out in the combine, showing guys what he can do, being able to have 12 points one game, 10 points another game. Almost, and getting close to a double-double. It's just a scrimmage, so it's not like a whole game, but he still was impactful. In 53 games that he played over 30 minutes and had nearly 17 points and a smooth 10 rebounds. Assists per game, he had nearly 3. Yes, nearly 3 for the big man. Blocks per game, nearly 3. Yes, but 2.8 and 2.7 for those who want the number specifically. Now, for field goals percentage, nearly 60% at 59.5. 3-point percentage, that's something that will have to be worked on. But 28%, free throw percentage, near 70% for a guy that size. Not too bad, not too shabby. Well-rounded game, contributed on both ends. I love to see the guy. I ain't gonna lie, first time I seen his highlights, period, I was like, man, who is this? Now, I knew he wasn't day one, but I was like, man, get him on that NBA program, and this could be something. Of course, Clutch Sports had a pro day in LA. And the reason why this is so significant because Jalen Johnson and his dad was there. Also, Kyle Korver was there. Now, for the Hawks fans that remember, Kyle Korver, Landry Fields, they went over there. Oh, Quin Snyder. They all went to go check out Zaccharie Risacher when he was playing still in the league and for the French. Now, this right here was Kyle Korver doing his due diligence, scouting Hassan Yang, and it was Fleming, he was there, and a couple of other guys was there as well. So, ultimately, this worked out well for the Atlanta Hawks because they was able to get some good basketball eyes on Hassan Yang. Now, as far as his strengths, of course, like I said, a guy that size, being able to have those formidable tools in the paint, he's a presence. Okay, he's a presence. We always talk about rim protection. We always talk about how we don't have a shot blocker like that, especially when Clint Capela, started going down a little bit more and more. He's not the same shot blocker that we traded for from Houston. Okay, so we hopefully we can agree on that. But passing ability again, nearly 3 assists, 2.8. You love that from a center. Of course, so he possesses vision. He possesses the whole position. Excuse me, vision, decision making. Let me slow down and calm down. I always get excited about talking about Hassan Yang because I'm just thinking about the potential, especially for our Atlanta Hawks. So my bad. Back to it though. Also, he has shooting potential because at Clutch Sports Day, he had the potential of shooting the three. He's working on the three. He's working on his shot period, and he had different exhibitions, different examples of him showing everybody, hey, look, yeah, I'm working on this. I know I got some areas I got to work on, so here I am. Areas to improve, that shooting that I was just talking about. Under 30%, we was talking about that about Onyeka Okongwu. At least I was saying that percentage had to go up. Toward the end of the year, Onyeka did start shooting the three better. For sure, for sure. Especially like over the last 2.5 months, I feel like he shot the three at a more consistent rate. Now, this guy will have to improve his shooting so he can be able to stretch the floor, especially with Quin Snyder as our coach. Got something about him too. So y'all make sure y'all stay with me. Also, free throw shooting. Free throw shooting is going to have to get better. Now it's nearly at 70%. So yes, it's higher than Clint Capela, but you think about Onyeka Okongwu, he's a pretty darn good free throw shooter. To be what supposedly the center. Hassan Yang is going to have to work on that. He's going to have to improve it. I feel like if he can get it to like 75, 78, that's going to be so valuable because that's close to 80% for a guy who's 7'1" with no shoes on. Now, let's get into the biggest elephant in the room, his mobility. He's going to have to be able to slide his feet more. He's going to have to be able to get that lateral quickness. He's going to have to. And of course, what comes with that is experience and also against the top competition. Of course, he's transitioning from the CBA to the NBA. That's a major change. That's a major change in speed, physicality of the game, just offensive sets, defensive schemes, offensive fits. Like it's just like it's a lot, guys, that can go with that. And that development curve as well. I've always said that I love Hassan Yang, but Hassan Yang is not your day one starter. I feel like by 2027, I mean, the guy still has to learn English. He barely can even speak English right now. Just that is a curve in itself. And then you think about it, by 2027, Hassan Yang could be your starting center. Seriously. 2025, 2026, 2 years up under his belt, you're still going to play him. But I'm saying as a starter, I can see it by 2027 if that's the direction the Atlanta Hawks decide that they want to go in. Ultimately, I like Hassan Yang, yin yang in this thing. I'm talking about, honestly, I'm going to tell you guys right now, if we get Hassan Yang, the first block that Hassan Yang executes and is able to come together to get his first block, I'm calling it the Hassan chop. Hassan chop. Mutombo had the what finger wag. That's never going to be taken away from him. I believe, so that has to, always stay with the Dikembe Mutombo. I like the fact that, he gets his just due and his flowers when guys do the finger wag. So that's always going to be the Dikembe Mutombo. As for Hassan Yang, though, the Hassan chop should be living in Atlanta when he blocks a shot. So that's what I'm going for. Again, love it. Hassan Yang, if you end up in Atlanta, I'm absolutely happy with it. And I'm going to move forward. I'm about to switch gears for you guys because I do have one more report. One more report for you guys. And it is surrounding around Quin Snyder. Now, it's not necessarily just because of what was said. And I know it's past tense now because somebody who was involved is no longer with their team. But I'm just going to bring it to your attention anyway before I close it on out. This is Bill Simmons. Bill Simmons had something to say after the game one win by the Indiana Pacers over the OKC Thunder. And Bill Simmons right here is talking about, hey, I apologize to my friend who sent me this because I can't remember their name, but they made a point that Tibbs would have been the greatest Atlanta Hawks coach and that the best outcome would have been a Quin Snyder for Tibbs trade over firing Tom Thibodeau, because if you put him on Atlanta, he basically could just run the Knicks offense with Trae Young as Jalen Bronson, but could have had all the defense, all these wings, and a Kongwu as a shot blocker. And just done the Tibbs team, and Trae could have shot the ball 36 times. I apologize to my friend that texted me this, but I thought that it was great. Oh my Lord. Guys, see, now this is right here is some of the problems. Now, I respect the heck out of Bill Simmons. I really honestly respect everybody that's in this space because most of these guys are places that I'm trying to get to. So I respect and I acknowledge, some people who've come before me who are doing this job. Everybody, seriously. But with comments like that, first of all, Kongwu is not a shot blocker. He can block a shot or two, but he's not a shot blocker. He's not a rim protector. So already that's already I'm looking at like, what? All right, so Trae Young shooting the ball 36 times a night. I don't ever want to see that in Atlanta again. Not unless he's just on a heater and you got to keep on feeding him because he's on one. You know how I feel about going away from the hot hand. So if he's having the hot hand and he shoot the ball 36 times because he's making them and he's making a bunch of shots, then okay. Do I want to see that night in and night out? Absolutely not. Then we got to think about it. This is a new age in a generation. Tom Thibodeau is known for running guys into the ground. That's not going to fly in Atlanta, man. Come on. It's not going to fly in Atlanta. And just said to call him the greatest coach that the Atlanta could possibly have, that's tough right there. That's tough. Because honestly, he would have to come in and the guys would have to buy in to Tom Thibodeau. Tom Thibodeau is a great coach. But again, Trae Young shooting the ball 36 times a night, I don't want to see that in Atlanta ever again. And honestly, I would prefer for multiple guys to be able to contribute to the team because it can't all just be on Trae. You got other guys that have to score. So so the whole thing, and that was of course, like I said before, Tom Thibodeau was fired and everything like that. The trade coaches. Now, I wouldn't necessarily have a problem with Tibbs. I feel like he would have to tinker some things for sure because this is a new generation. But the thing that I do have an issue with is who says no? I say the New York Knicks in a way, and I say both teams really say no because who says that the Knicks want Quin Snyder as their head coach? Now, yes, I know that Ime Udoka and Jason Kidd are linked to him, but they already have teams as well, so that would be a trade scenario. But listen to the names that I just said. Those guys right now, it's like, what have you done for me lately? Hey, those guys are getting to the playoffs and doing the best that they can with the talent. Quin is too, but let's just be honest. Come on now. Who says that the Knicks want him, and who says that the Atlanta Hawks want Tibbs and his culture and his demeanor and whatever in Atlanta? Just saying, perspective. I don't have a problem with Tibbs, but I'm just thinking about it for the masses and for the players. Just saying. But guys, that's my time. Hopefully you guys stay with me throughout the whole entire thing. Yes, of course, it's mostly about yin yang and this thing. Hassan Yang. But of course, I had to give y'all that tad bit about Quin Snyder for Tom Thibodeau. That'd been interesting. But until next time, guys, peace and blessings to you all. And to y'all, you know what it is. I holla.